Hello, friends. If you're here watching this replay, thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out. My name is Svava Brooks. I am a trauma recovery coach. Love to hang out with my fellow survivor thrivers on the journey towards healing. I'm here on YouTube and Periscope Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we come together and share and support and encourage each other. So if you're here right now, I'd love to welcome you. So please say hello. Let me know that you're here. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we're going to dig deep later, talk a little bit about the page of the day. But as always, I welcome any questions that you may have about healing after abuse, neglect, or trauma. So, hey, Rob, how are you doing, my friend? See that you're here. One of my favorite people from UK. Hey, Periscope friends. And if people on Periscope are wondering who the heck I'm talking to, I got my YouTube friends chatting live, and the link to my YouTube channel is in the Periscope profile. So thank you for being here. And like I said earlier, I welcome any questions that you have about recovery, and also any questions that you may have about the heck that we're talking about. So, but let's start with just a check-in. We're giving our members just a couple minutes to join us here. If you're here and watching, please say hello. Please let us know that you're here. Hey, friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're welcome, Rob. I am here. My intention to hold a safe space for you guys, and let me know how I can support you. If we start with the check-in of exactly how are we doing, how are we feeling right here, right now in this uncertain world, right? Thanks, Rob. I'm doing okay. There's a fly hovering around me, so that's going to drive me crazy, but not much I can do about that right now. But I'm sometimes, right? I've been got my self-care taken care of this morning, meditating, working out, healthy breakfast, and I got to do one of my favorite things today. I was being interviewed by a fellow survivor about healing. And hey, friend. Hey, Deborah. So glad you made it. Woohoo! Hey, Rachel. How are you doing, friend? And so, yeah, I was being interviewed this morning about trauma recovery, and we focused on TRE, tension and trauma release. So I have the booklet here still. I love talking about tension and trauma release and TRE and how much it helped me. And I thought it was especially relevant for the audience that she was, her focus is sexual assault and sexual abuse in the military. So, and I know a lot of vets that use TRE, tension and trauma release, to help with PTSD and depression, coming home after battle. So anyways, so that's been my day. Busy, busy, busy. How are you guys doing today? Rachel says, feeling mellow, feeling sad, but up now and making dinner. All right. Yes. Hey, Deborah. Yep. Deborah or Tulip. You get to choose, but we will call people whatever they want. And I just want to say again to my Periscope friends, if you want to join the chat, I have my live stream going over on YouTube, and you'll find the YouTube link in my Periscope profile. So, but thanks for being here and watching. And I welcome your comments and your questions. So I can feel we can support Rachel. Is anybody else here feeling that? Yes. That's right, Rob. Right on cue, my friend. We come together and support each other, and it always starts with honoring your truth. And wherever you're at and whatever is going on with you, whatever you're feeling, we hear you, we feel you, we see you, we sit with you. So sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves and for each other is to just come into this present moment and recognizing, right? Maybe there's nothing to do, but just something that I need to be with, to sit with. Hey, friend. Excuse me. It's definitely allergy season over here. Maybe I've been talking too much. My voice is giving out today. Time for some hot tea. But Rachel, yes, my friend, we are with you. We are with you. Yes, Rachel, me too with the allergies. Yes. Yes, I hear you. I started the morning off with the runny nose. So thank you, Rob. On that cue, why don't we send love to all our replay friends, our friends that doesn't work for them to be here with us live, but we are thinking about you. We are sending you love and hope that you are healthy and hope that you are safe, especially during these uncertain times. So how are you doing, Rob? How are you doing, my friend? And Deborah, how are you feeling today? Triple red hearts. I love those. Love those. You guys get so creative with your emojis. So creative. And also for my Periscope friends, how are you feeling today? Rob says, I'm getting allergies now, but nowhere near as bad as last year. Grateful that the tree pollen combination that nearly killed me only happens once every 20 years. All right. Well, I'm certainly glad. Oh my goodness, that you are feeling better, that it's not as bad. Yes, exactly. All right, Deborah, it's been a tough day. So this is the high point. Well, we are so glad that you're here. So glad. Deborah and I go way back. Do you remember what year it was? Deborah, when we first connected? It always warms my heart. I have a handful of people that are still around from the good old days. Rachel says, I have a double pack of, okay, the nasal spray. Yes, I could not breathe and it gave you asthma. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. That's hard. Yes, yes, right, Rachel. We are glad you came in today. Absolutely. And again, hello, Periscope friends. Welcome. Let me know how you're feeling today. How can I support you today? That's right, Deborah. We go back to One Health. That was 2014, 2013, 14. So that was when I was, there you go. Minnie is here too. Minnie goes back to the One Health days as well. Yes, my friends, we have all come a long ways, haven't we? We are all work in progress. So I know, right? And I can still remember I was doing face-to-face support groups at the Women's Crisis Center in San Diego County. And I had started those a year or so earlier because there wasn't a women's group. There wasn't a sexual assault support group. And they needed one. And I was like, sure, I can do it. Right? And then after doing that for a while, I ran into Missy. You guys remember Missy? I'm sorry, guys. We are going back in history. I ran into Missy, and Missy introduced me to her boss. And like over lunch, they agreed we need meetings, a safe place for adult survivors of trauma to come together. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess it works in person. I can try it online. Yes. Hey, friends. Yes, Missy is doing well. Actually, I talked to Missy just a few months ago. She is married and has a beautiful baby boy. So, yes, that's right, Rob. That's right. When we find each other, we tend to latch on. We stick together, my friends. So, our topic today, are you ready? Are you ready? We've been connecting, as you guys know, daily. If we're not here, then we're meeting in a Facebook group. And, you know, always the task is always, right? I'm here to bring up a topic of healing conversation. I'm going to do my best to keep our safe space here. I'm taking care of me, and I ask that you take care of you, right? And that means monitor how you're feeling, notice if you get triggered, remember your tools and your safety plan, or, you know, monitor your breath, or if you need to start to tap while you're sitting here, if you feel anxious about what we're talking about, just monitor that the best you can. All right. Sometimes feeling a little anxious is when we're healing it's a good thing, right? We're bringing awareness to something perhaps that's been hidden for a while, and maybe you did push it aside or down because at the time you didn't have the loving support that you needed. But now, right, maybe it is time to start bringing some of this up, and maybe you're finding that your nervous system or whatever is going on inside of you is starting to push up more and more to the surface, because we know holding it down, repressing or avoiding or distracting ourselves. I know I tried that too, only works for so long. And that is also what we know about the body. Each time we avoid, repress, or distract ourselves, the tension and the anxiety from carrying all that inside of us for so long, that doesn't go away. That doesn't stop. So even though most of us are trying to go on with our lives, right? If it's like holding down a beach ball at the same time, right? Holding down this enormous beach ball that keeps growing because it just tends to keep growing inside of us. But doing our best to navigate life while having this thing that's bopping around in front of us, giving it the space that it needs, stepping out of the way, releasing it, actually then frees up all this energy to then start living, thriving, healing, instead of just surviving, right? And again, I always want to start by saying sometimes when we start, in therapy or coaching, or we start healing and we put ourselves under a microscope a little bit, sometimes it brings up a feeling of, do I really want to, reflect what else is wrong with me? What else have I done wrong? Or what else is bad? So I just want to start with, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. You haven't done anything bad. Not at all. If anything, this is an opportunity for you to celebrate. Celebrate your body, your strength, your resilience, how amazing it is, right? How far you have come. You're still here. You are so strong. You are so capable, so wonderful, so wise. And we are going to focus on that, and we're going to build on those strengths. But I'd like to start with, and if you notice, I'm always putting my hands on my heart, putting my hands on my amazing, strong body that has worked so hard for me, to remind it. When I start digging deep, it's not to criticize myself. It's not to beat myself up. It's not to remind myself where I feel like I've fallen short. No. It's to take a look at, where is an area maybe that I could support myself to grow a little more? Or where do I need help? Where do I need some more information to understand that I didn't do anything wrong? I'm not broken. So please be mindful of that inner conversation as we continue our conversation here. So welcome again, Periscope friends. So glad you're here. I welcome any comments or questions about our topic of recovery. And also want you to know I am engaging also in the chat that's going on over here on YouTube. So you can find the link to my YouTube channel in my Periscope profile. But I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome. And feel free to share and let me know how you're feeling today. We want to start there. How are you feeling? Yes, Minnie, I'm so glad you're here. You're feeling tearful tonight, but it must need out. I hear you. Hey, Sue, glad you're here. Glad you're home. She says, everything is triggering me lately and I've been crying all day. I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I'm extremely sad. Oof. Can we honor and just validate Minnie and Sue? Anybody else here feeling overwhelmed with sadness? Overwhelmed with some sadness right now? Maybe some tears right there, right here behind your eyeballs, right? I welcome tears. I had to learn how to cry. Tears did not come comfortably or easily, because I was the tough one. I was never going to show weakness. But once I recognized that my tears were my truth, my tears was my release, was the honoring of what I had been through, honoring of my emotions. So we just take a minute here, dropping into our hearts and using our intention. This is where we come together and support each other. You can use your intention, my friends. Drop into your heart. And from your heart, send love, and understanding to our fellow humans. And right now, we are feeling you. We are feeling you, Sue. We are feeling you, Minnie. Deborah says, mine are stuck. I hear you. I hear you, my friend. But it's always important just to honor the truth of where you're feeling. Most authentic part of us, right? And that's what we're working on, releasing our authentic self, the most authentic thing and the most courageous thing that we do is to honor our authentic self right here, right now. So, hey, Elizabeth, how are you doing, my friend? You've been missed. Hey, Michael, welcome, Michael. Welcome, 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 friends. Oh, Sue says she started crying in the middle of the grocery store and just could not stop. I had to leave my cart and leave. I sat in my car for over 30 minutes feeling defeated and hopeless. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. Hey, Michael. Welcome, friend. Good to see you back here. Yes. I know. There's a lot of sadness and we are feeling it. So much grief. So much grief. And I know our friend Sue, we feel so deeply. And most of us that are here, that are drawn to hanging out with me, we are empaths. We feel deeply. And we feel very deeply for all the hurt that's going on around us right now. I like your attitude, Michael. He says, I'm always happy. It could be worse. I hear you, my friend. On some of those days, it's good to remind myself of the things that I'm grateful for. The things we are grateful for. And that is actually what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit about the things that are getting in the way of joy. And I think right now we're struggling a little bit with that. In the world, as a collective, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of grief, there's a lot of fear going on right now. How can we navigate that for ourselves? And how can we support and hold the space for people around us? Hey, friend. Welcome. Deborah says, I'm grateful for my cats right now. I hear you, Deborah. So we are in this together. We are doing okay, my friend. We are doing okay. So thank you for being here. We've just been checking in with my friends and honoring our feelings and exactly where we're at. So just want to set up our conversation. How is quarantine? We are all hanging in there one day at a time. I'd say we are hanging in there, doing the best we can, one day at a time, my friend. So yeah, Deborah, you're in good company. Lots of cat and dog lovers in this group. And so thanks again, letting my Periscope viewers know I'm also interacting with my YouTube friends. So today's topic is on, right, the truth will set you free, right? We hear that all the time. But is it really true? So, when I finally understood how peace and joy came from the inside and not from the outside as part of my healing, right? We are on day 105 out of the book. That if you're part of this conversation, it's okay. You don't have to have the book to join in. But when I finally understood, like I said, how peace and joy came from the inside of me, not from the outside, I could also see where there were some toxic beliefs of mine that were blocking my joy. For example, the belief that the abuse that I had suffered was my fault and must have been because I'm a bad person, or there was something wrong with me, or right, any version of that. This is a false belief. It's not true and it never was. So today's 2 questions that I posted for us. If it is difficult for you to feel joy every day, what does your body say when you ask it which toxic belief is blocking your happiness? And the second question is, in what ways do you expect other people, situations, or things, right, to make you happy? So I posted this in the group and I have a few shares, been given permission to share. Sue and Rob, please give me permission to share. I know you guys usually write it in the group. So Rob says, yes, that's right, Elizabeth. Rob was asking about you. And that's it, my friends. When you join this space, when you start hanging out with us, we do miss you when you're not here. We do notice when you're not here. Thank you, Rob. Aw. You are welcome, Sue. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you. No worries, Sue. We don't always remember. And I know, especially right now, when there's so much going on around us. So I loved Rob shared his comments to today's questions. He said, joy for me was a toy, but not for this boy. Joy for them, for her, he, but not me. But why joy for him and her and not me? The answer is inside if you look and see. My toxic self believes, my toxic self belief denies relief. Negativity is the present stopping me. Left to dream by self-esteem. But these beliefs are just a ploy, survival skills of a tortured boy. Has a plan to show the boy he deserves joy. Absolutely loved that, Rob. Beautiful, beautiful writing and beautiful, beautiful wisdom. I'm doing my best, Rob. I wanted to give your poetry, good credit. Hey, Vincent, how are you doing, my friend? Glad to see you. And as you know, I'm interacting with my YouTube friends here as well. So bear with me if I'm navigating too many moving parts. Wasn't that good? Excellent, Rob. I was trying to read it exactly how you wrote it. It was very good. There's lots of brilliant writers here in this group. Lots of brilliant writers. So then, Rob, I'm going to ask you to dig a little deeper. Rob, I'm putting you on the spot. Hunkering down, Vincent, like everyone else. That's right. So, what's the plan? How are you showing your inner child that he deserves joy as you're becoming the parent and the protector that you needed, right? That little boy inside of you that did not deserve the abuse, the neglect, the cruelty, right? All of that. Those of you who hang out with me, you know I'm a big fan of inner child work and self-compassion and kindness. That is really how we need to reparent ourselves. It's never too late, right, to reparent or to love ourselves again. But it is hard heart work. Hey, friend, welcome. How are you doing? So Michael says, I never have friends no more because they will always stab you in the back or let you down. I'm sorry, Michael. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're here with us, Michael. I am glad you're here with us. Those are hard feelings. It's hard when we expect the worst from the people around us. And to my Periscope friend here feeling heartbroken, I am so sorry, my friend. That's a hard feeling. Hey, Michael says, you have not met me yet. You could not handle me. Well, Michael, you have found some pretty stubborn people here in this group. And we don't give up so easy on each other, right? Because we, like you, my friend, have had some people give up on us. You know, there's some high energy people here. And it takes one to know one. So I think you're in good company. What do you guys think? So Rob only seems joking. I try to be here and active and analyst in my feelings and recognize patterns to reassure my inner child. Good, Rob. Excellent, Rob. And Rob, I know all the outdoor camping that you're doing, the learning that you're doing, all the things that you are now giving yourself the time and the freedom to do for yourself because you didn't have the loving support of your family growing up to do so. So your inner child is watching. Your inner child is paying attention. So I'm so glad that you're doing that. Rachel, sometimes I think about that about myself, right? Yes, we are in this together, my friends. We are all a little bit of a handful. Michael says, I got some good news, been signed off the mental health ward, only 3 more visits left. Yeah, glad you're here with us. We are all in this together, navigating mental, emotional, and physical and spiritual health, navigating the human condition of what is it to be human, right? When we lacked for support growing up with healthy role models, no wonder we struggle. And so we do our best to be here with each other. We lead from the heart and we lead with kindness. Kindness, being gentle, recognizing that when someone is using their not so kind words, chances are there is a hurt part that is speaking on their behalf. That is not who that person, their authentic self is not speaking. Our most authentic self is loving, caring, kind, and compassionate. Always. when anything else shows up in a person in front of me, I know there's an unmet need underneath that behavior. So you're in a right place, I'd say. I hear you, Rachel. I hear you, my friend. And I get it, because I found that hard to believe as well. I did. I did. I hear you, my friend. That's right. That's right, Rob. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Rachel says, I still struggle with being against myself. I hear you. Can we guys relate? Can we relate? Anybody else here feel like sometimes I was my own worst enemy, or I was my hardest. No one was as hard on me as I was. Let's see, Vincent here, as an adult, I can now revisit my younger self, replay the tapes and understand, but it takes time. Yep, you got it, Vincent. And that's exactly it, right? When we can revisit the past from the present moment, from our adult self, we can look back and say, right, that makes sense. I understand now, right? But there's no need in being so brutal on myself for the things that I had no control over from the past. Right? But I am here now. How can I address my past from my grounded, adult, kind self and extend to others, to myself, the same kindness and compassion that I give to others? So yeah, the allergy season is definitely in. My scalp is itchy. So yes, I hear you. Brutal. Yes, literally civil war within myself. That's right, Rob. Vincent, Rob, our friend Rob here, likes what you said. And I think you know, Vincent, that the link to my YouTube channel is in the Periscope profile if you're interested and curious. So yes, we're not in this together. We are in this together, I meant. We are in this together. That's great. I'm so sorry, though, that you were being bullied, but you got someone to help you. Yes. Yes, Michael. So glad that someone stood up for you. Rachel says, I just struggle in the moment with even wanting to comfort myself. Many times I avoid and then I feel worse. I hear you. I hear you. I so understand, Rachel. I hear you. Still have trouble believing my past, so that messes with my future. I hear you, Deborah. I hear you. That is a challenge. That is a challenge sometimes, right? We make peace with that one piece at a time. We make peace with pieces, right? One piece at a time. So yep. Thank you, Rob. Still struggle with hurt feelings, says Elizabeth, quickly turning into anger. I hear you, Elizabeth. I know you're not alone there either. Yep, exactly. Sometimes, right, when people don't validate our hurt, right, stepping over our boundaries in some ways, then we tip into our rage, or sometimes we turn the volume up. Like, the anger takes over. Like, what do I have to do for them to get upset? What do I have to do for them to see me? What do I have to do to get my needs met? Right? So I understand. I understand. And to recognize that underneath the anger is often, like I said, an unmet need that we perhaps don't know how to ask for, or feel sometimes upset that we have this need. So ask yourself, right? And sometimes underneath an anger is that, I feel bad for having that feeling. I should know better, or I shouldn't be here, or I shouldn't be feeling that. It's like, it's okay. I hear you. I understand. I understand. And we avoid conflict? Yes, absolutely. Yes. We so much avoid conflict. It's not safe. Not safe. Excellent, you guys. You're validating each other here. I love it. Love it. So I'm going to pull up a comment here from the group from Sue S. Beautiful writing here, Sue. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I do want to put a shout out here for our other friend, Sue. I know she was feeling sad today. It was the birthday of her friend that she recently lost. And so I've been thinking about you today, Sue. I'm so sorry you were feeling the grief today. So you are with us here. You are with us. So Sue S. shared with us, it still comes back to the belief that I deserved what happened to me, because that's all I was ever told. And it wasn't just the words and actions from people saying the horrible things to me. The abuse and trauma continued at the hands of others outside of my family, like the police, who were supposed to protect me and remove me from bad situations. They returned me back to the hands of my abusers, and a couple years later, when I ran away again and was placed with a retired cop in foster care, he continued the same abuse situation. So what else was I supposed to believe? I'm so sorry, Sue. I didn't know what love was, and even if I did, I wasn't worthy of it. To this day, I still feel shame in speaking of my childhood, and I shower in the guilt of its existence. It's who I was. It's who I am. It seems to be all I'm known for, and I don't want to leave this world living like this. I'm living in this darkness that suffocates me. I don't expect others to make me happy because I can't rely on anyone but myself. I have a very difficult time asking for help because I don't feel worthy of anyone else's effort. I have trust issues even with myself. I have to make a conscious effort every moment of the day when I'm not being of service to others to just get through the hour or even just the minute. I'm praying like crazy and journaling as I try to understand this phase that I am going through, but have been feeling quite hopeless recently, and I'm not sure why. I am still grieving the loss of my sister in February, and this was the first Easter without her. But it's not just that. I'm feeling so much shame that I'm finding it hard to find any type of joy in daily life. I love to serve others, but because of this virus, everything has changed, and my lack of contact with other people is distressing me. I know people are suffering, and there's nothing I can do about it. It sucks to feel so helpless, especially when it comes to those who are so desperately in need. I'm trying to turn it over to my higher power, but letting go is yet another story. Oh, how I yearn for serenity and peace. My friend Sue, thank you so much for your beautiful writing. I am just in awe of you, my friend. I so appreciate you being here and sharing from your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so sorry that you're feeling so much shame right now. But I just want to say, right, you're doing the right thing. You're bringing light into the shame, and shame cannot survive when it's spoken about. Shame cannot survive when we tell the truth. Shame cannot survive when we bring it into the light. So you are doing exactly what we need to do to release shame. Because shame is not who you are. It is a feeling. And actually, right, learning how to, these are my feelings and this is who I am, separating those two. And I know you're not alone. Can we validate Sue for growing up thinking that this is all you're good for, right? This was me, my childhood. All I thought I was good for was abuse. Someone hurting me, using me, taking something from me. Or I had to work. Everything was hard work. So you are not alone. Yes. Thank you, Minnie. So, well, Sue, I know it's hard. Yes, thank you, Minnie. But your tears are your truth, my friend. And you cry as much and as long as you need to. Cry as much and as long as you need to. Because this is you honoring your truth. The part of you who knows that truth. When you shed your tears, you are telling your inner hurt self, I remember. You're not crazy. That sucked. That was awful. That was hard. That was painful. It was unfair. You were being mistreated. You were being abused. You were being taken advantage of, right? You are validating the truth. And so, yes, we are sitting with you. So let the tears come, my friend. Yes, we are here for you. And we cherish you because we know the truth of who you are, sweet lady. We know the truth. We know the truth. And we are so, so sorry for all the hurt that you went through and the repeated actions of adults that should have been there to protect you. So, so sorry, my friend. Very sorry. That's right. Broken pieces refract the light only in only beautiful colors. The world needs more color. Thank you, Vincent. That's beautiful. Thank you. That's it, right? The world breaks everyone. Afterwards, we are stronger in the broken places, my friends. And the thing, that's what I know when I sit in these circles, my friends. I know the love you're going to find, the compassion and the kindness that you carry, that is going to flow out and through those, right, broken places. That's our true colors. Exactly. Thank you, Deborah. Exactly. It was not your fault, Sue. Not your fault, my friend. Never your fault. And remember, shame is a liar. Shame makes us think all those horrible things. Shame is a liar. So, as hard as it is, I can still remember that conversation I had when I realized either shame is going to run me or I'm going to control shame, or I'm going to get to know shame. So that warm wash of shame, if you feel like you're, can be that a sensation, or you feel like a cornered animal, is that I'm going to bring that out into the open because I'm not going to be controlled by that anymore. Because again, the stories that the shame told me inside of me, it was all bullshit. It was all the horrible things that other people had done to me. And it was not my fault. And I refuse to carry other people's secrets anymore. Right? And if they had wanted me, if they didn't want me to talk about them, they should have treated me better. And I don't really talk about them, but I have let it go that somehow their shame was my shame. Nope, not my shame. So I celebrate you, Sue. I celebrate you, my friend. This is strength. This is you taking your power back, again, by naming it, by putting it into words, putting it out there in a safe place. So, and the other thing that's good about naming shame is because shame, when it lives inside our bodies, inside our nervous system, literally a few of you here, we talked about that self-attack, feeling like we are our own worst enemy. That's shame. We are feeding toxic hormones into our own nervous system. Like right? Fight, flight, or freeze, the toxic hormones that get sent into our nervous system when we really need to run away or fight. Right? But now we are actually we are our own tiger we're trying to get away from. And I know for many of us, like I grew up in a house where I never could get away. So it was like living with the bear. I couldn't get away from him, couldn't get away from the threat. So you learn to live with it, a certain level of tension, certain level of constant, on guard. I know I'm not alone, right? And so recognizing that I picked up where that person left off, and even when the abuse out here, right, stopped, I was the one feeding that shame, or literally shame was feeding me the lies, the stories from the past. So learning how to recognizing the feeling of shame in my body, and to like, nope, not my shame, not my secret, not my fault, helped me to slowly, again, lower the tension in my body using all the tools that we talk about: breathing, tapping, right? TRE, whatever we need to do to get the toxic stress out of our bodies that shame has just been feeding for all these years. So my friend Sue, you're doing great. This is the hard part, the messy middle, so to speak, we have to go through. And I know for so many of us right now, because of the overwhelm that we're feeling in our world, it's triggering those old overwhelming feelings inside of us. Like, oh my God, my routine. Things are out of control. Things are uncertain. Uncertainty is like this big red flag. So, okay, we are all feeling this. It's happening out here. I need to remind my body and my inner child and all my wounded inner parts, I got this. I got this. I don't know exactly how it's going to go for all of us, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Shame like to get me to harm myself and beats me down for all the scars. I'm sorry, Deborah. I'm so sorry. Hey, Muhammad. Welcome, friend. Call it what you want. We are having a helpful conversation about the healing journey. Helpful conversation. I've always struggled to name emotions, feelings, etc. Well, I'm glad that supported you, Rob. That's why we're here. We are helping each other name our experiences, speak about what happened to us, give it a voice, give it a name, put it out there. Hang in there, friends. We need to block a few people. So glad that helped, Rob. So glad that helped. So, and this is what we do, my friends, in our daily chats right here in this space, right? Talking about it helps all of us. Yes. Exactly. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. So with that, my friends, yes, crying helps processing emotion. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Feeling our feelings is important. Feeling the feelings. The only way out is through them. So, yes, once I recognized the value in crying, I'm like, okay, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. And I do quite a bit of that. I hear you. The ugly cry, sometimes it's better to do alone or in the shower or in the car. But it's so important to get out. It's a huge stress relief. So it helps the chemistry in our bodies. So important to help us. And when we do, like I said, it's validating on so many levels, So give yourself permission to feel your feelings, to cry. Yes, exactly. It's one of the best ways to release emotions. Yep. So, my friends, the card I pulled for us today, one day, her or his desire for peace became so great that she became peace. So, who needed that gentle reminder? How can we choose to give ourselves a little bit of moments of peace? Yeah, exactly. Surrender, Rachel, to the tears. It's good. It's good to let them out. Good to let them out. That's right, Minnie. Just bring out the paper towels. So, I don't know if you needed this gentle reminder to choose a little bit of peace. Choose to give yourself a little bit of peace, one moment at a time. So, with that, I want to thank you guys for being here for each other today. And thank you so much for the hearts over here on Periscope. And please help me out, friends, when you give me or this conversation a like here on YouTube. It helps. It helps my videos to reach more people, and I so appreciate it. And if you haven't already and you want to get notified when I do go live, it helps to subscribe and then hit the bell for notifications. And that way you will always see when I go live. And if you miss the video live, you can always then go back and watch the replay. So, but with that, thank you, sweet friends, as always, for being here for each other. I will be back here on Thursday, same time, same place. But tomorrow and Friday, you will find me inside the Facebook group, Journey to the Heart. So I know I'm all over the place. You are very, very welcome. I'm so glad that you're here, Vincent. Appreciate it. Take good care of yourself. Be healthy, be safe, and, practice good self-care right now. Try to do your best to get some sleep, eat regular meals, drink a lot of water, minimize exposure to the news, move your body. Yes, that's right. Do some yoga, move those psoas muscles and stretch. Deep breaths and come back to communities. Hey, Elizabeth, did you see the link I sent you to the Journey to the Heart group? So we are there 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So a little earlier for my European friends. I will be there tomorrow and Friday. But until then, so good to see you all. Thank you again for the loving support that you give each other. You matter. Your heart and your presence is appreciated. So please know you are heard, you are seen, you're validated, and we appreciate you being here. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Feel free to send me another note through Facebook. I did send you the link there. So, all right, friends, have a good evening. Take good care. See you next time.